And hello and welcome to Uptown Tonight. We're back finally live July 20th of 2022. And we got Mr. Grinsteiner's here with us again tonight. And I know he's got a lot of interesting things that we're going to be talking about. He's got a whole pad set up and everything else. You got slideshows. This is going to get interesting and what he said, weird.
Yeah.
And he's going to take over the show, which I highly, highly approve of. Just because that's how this should work. That's how this should work. It should be all about the guests, not about me. But welcome to Uptown Tonight, FM Area's weekly podcast. You can find us on basically all the social media sites and all the other fun stuff. And if you're out there in the live chats, please chat along with us. We'll definitely try to get you on there as it comes up. And if we can, or if we actually see it, sometimes I'm a little bit space-minded and I miss it. But I need to talk about my weekend, which was huge from normal things before. This is why we do this. We have to explain that. We are playing WeFest Wednesday, August 3rd. I know it says 4th through 6th, but we kick it off. We have the kickoff parties there uptown with Johnny Cochran, Elvis Shane. WeFest on the barn stage. Yeah, that's going to be a good time. I've never been to WeFest. This is going to be good. And JoJo Mayer is still up for grabs. We had a couple of shots at it last week, but still no cigar. So basically what Peter Niblok's first drum set that he purchased on his very own. And if you don't know Peter Niblok, go back and watch the videos of him. We have him on twice. Very interesting guy. I love him. Love him to death. But
I feel like I know this answer.
Yeah.
I'm not even watching it.
Exactly. No one's got to get it. Had a lot of the same type of answers on it. And our Uptown t-shirts are in. Oh my gosh, we have merch. So if you want to pick up one of those, you can find us either online, or you can find us at one of our wherever we're playing at. And I think we're just asking $20 a shirt. So if you want to help out at least the band portion of this, that'd be great. $20 a shirt. We got merch and we got all sizes still. So, and we actually sold a few last weekend. I won't say surprised, but I was just like, yeah, this is gonna work. I like this. So, and we move on, and we got there's ZV Cake. See, the Grinsteiner, he was here the last time when we still had Max, and Max was not in good condition at the time. And I remember basically Grinsteiner giving him his last goodbyes, whatever else, and Max started growling at him, which is really strange because I think Grinsteiner was one of Max's favorite people way back in the day.
When I saw him a little bit beforehand, he was doing good, but he was losing it.
Yeah, the poor guy. But that was ZB's about a year ago, and that couch doesn't look the same either, but you can see where he got started on that. So, and then now we get into what was going on last weekend. So I'm gonna work up into this. So we did play the Summer Nights on Main in Williston, but right before that, we played a wedding in Hatton at the Nostad Acres. If you have any chance of ever just being out there, the place is phenomenal. They got everything. It is really, really, really cool. So I know that'd be some place that I'd like to book just for myself. They even have apartments that you can stay in out there. It's crazy. And it's out in the middle of nowhere. You can do whatever you want. They even shot fireworks off right after we were doing, actually in between sets. It was really cool. So we went from there, and then as soon as that was over, I went straight to Williston, which is a 5-hour drive from there, to stay at the El Rancho. So we're going to the Ranch. And that's the only place I ever stayed at out there. So I had my little place out there, and I was there for, I think it was 5 nights. I was there all week long because I was there for the Dakota Drum Camp brought on by Chad Askham and John Bisbee out there in Williston. And Chad, he's one of the greatest hosts you'll ever meet. He makes sure that you are taken care of no matter what he's got to pull off, and it is great. And I was out there with Rob Pesky and Dr. Lucas Bemir from the University of Mary and Dr. Jason Keeley from the University of Jamestown. It was a good time. I mean, we had, I think, 13 students, so the student-to-teacher ratio was pretty low, which made it down. We got a ton of material done. I was pretty impressed because I've never seen that much material thrown on kids before. And we only did work with them for 2 days, and we put on a concert at the end of that at the same time. So it wasn't just like, here's a bunch of stuff, go home. It was a bunch of stuff, now we're going to show your mom. And it was presentable. It was great. So after that, we did the Williston, the Summer Nights on Main, and my Lord, this is where you learn that shade is a virtue. No, not even a virtue. Is one of those things that you want. Oh, there's one of the drumline things that I was doing those few days. And we're getting ahead of ourselves, but this actually had an awning on it. And we were sitting out. It's 92 degrees outside. We're in the middle of an intersection. So no sun or no shade of any sort by any building whatsoever is getting to us. We're just getting baked at the time because we were playing from 5:30 to 8:30 was our time slot. So by the time we literally got done at 8:30, we had enough shade to get 3/4 of the band, but our poor redheaded guy, Peter,
in the sun
the entire time, just getting cooked. And I was the smart guy that thought, because I always wear an Apple shirt with a suit jacket on. I was a smart guy. I thought I was tough enough to put it on during the second set until I gave myself a headache. Yeah,
not so great.
No, it was probably one of the stupider things that I couldn't. I don't know. Brain wasn't functioning after that. We'll just say that. And then here's Wimbledon. We're at Wimbledon Palooza. The very next day, we're opening up for Tripwire. So this is the stage to the right, and Tripwire's off to the left, putting their stuff up. It was the first time we ever got meet Mark, their drummer. I'd never actually met him before. And then, of course, we had Lars and Timberland were there. And now, it was good. It was good. I left a little bit early just because I was worn out, and that was like basically the end of my major trip going out to Williston, doing drumline camps and then playing and all the other fun stuff. So I came home, and then the next day we had, you can see the stage for Tripwires right there. We can keep on rolling. And then this is where we were playing the next day for this nice wedding out in Alexandria, Minnesota. I think it's the Alder Ranch. They can't quote me on that, but that was the one I could find. Basically, there's like a bunch of whiskey caskets all around, or casks, or how do you say that? Cask. Okay, a bunch of whiskey casks. And it had the smell, too. It was really interesting. It was really cool. And we were all just like, I want to be indoors today. I don't want to be outdoors. And lo and behold, we're indoors. Thank God it was storming out, too, when we got everything in there. And Cito said here, we put up a iPod stand, so it looked like he was actually a literal conductor. So I just thought it was pretty funny, so I had to take a picture of it. So there's Cito conducting while I was doing a drum sound test. Next, and then on Tuesday, the fun never ends, guys. We were in Crookston for Tunes on Tuesday. Where a 5-piece wind band actually opened up for us. So they had tuba. I can't name off. I just remember the tuba and the saxophone player, but the 5-piece sounded really good. Named of Wind Blowing, and they basically started up for us. And while I was getting all my stuff set up to the side, it was like old Nestor style. I get your stuff all set up so you can get onto the stage. And I realized this is all click track stuff. That's all that is, and that's a lot of junk just for click track.
Maybe.
So I was like, oh my god, I had to take a picture of that. And again, we have our merch and we are ready to go. So I also have to bring up, as well as that, we are doing our haunted location thing in a couple of weeks, and that's going to air while we're out at WeFest. We still have yet to get like a specific haunted location. We have some sites that are set up just in case. But if you know of any place that we can get into, that's the key, that may have a spirit or two, like my old house in Fargo. I wish we still had that one. Yeah, we'd really like to do like a little haunted thing and go in there and with a little doodads, whatever else, and see if we can get any
spooky sounds
or something. Maybe something. Maybe you could see something. I don't know, but if anyone out there knows of any place and you can get a hold of me before early next week, that'd be really cool. So that's enough about me and enough about us. That was a lot of crap that went on, at least in my world last week. Let's get to Grinsteiner. So, Grinsteiner, how have you been? It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
Even Pigs over here was talking about that. I haven't seen Grinsteiner for so long. I'm excited to see him again.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here. I'm going to kick it over. I'm going to ask you a question.
Whoa!
Right away.
No, that's not fair.
That's
okay.
Not fair.
Sure.
We are, everybody knows ketchup, right?
Ketchup, you got ketchup on your ketchup, yes.
Yeah. So, tomatoes make ketchup.
Yep.
Tomatoes are a fruit. Does that mean ketchup is a smoothie?
Oh, dude. But smoothies don't have vinegar in it.
They could.
But could they?
I don't know.
Do they?
What do you think?
I don't know. Those green smoothies, maybe.
I thought you were going to say a jam.
A jam?
My mom does make tomato jam from time to time. So.
That is a good question. You'll have to get back to me on that one.
Right.
I'm going to have to mull this over. That
vinegar
vinegar thing's going to throw me on this for a while. So I can't see people drinking vinegar. But then I can.
People do it.
That's right, because people do that for cramps and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't people?
I didn't realize that. Yeah, I watched your brother do that. I thought it was the weirdest thing ever. I was like, why you... He just guzzled that stuff.
Yeah. It's got electrolytes.
So I'm going to have to go with, it might be a smoothie.
Might be a smoothie.
It might be.
All
That's
right.
Grinsteiner coming in. Yeah, coming in hot. All right. What do we got going on here? What have you been up to?
So I'm a coach here in the Fargo Moorhead area. I help people with wherever they're stuck with their health, their fitness, their overall wellness. And where that started from, I needed to make changes in my own life to make sure that I can live well, and not just from a weight loss perspective. I mean, it started as that, but as the time has gone on, I've found my passions in helping people and also in the sport of Olympic weightlifting. And so I coach that as a sport, but I'm just here to help people move past what's holding them back from living the best years of their life. Yeah. That's what I do all day, every day.
All day, every day. How many of these people do you have?
Right now, I personally work with 32 folks.
Oh, wow. Yep. Yeah.
And I'm one of...
Tip of the hat to you on that one.
Thank you.
That's a lot of things to keep track of.
Yep. It's an adventure, but I love it. And, I'm one of 3 full-time coaches at our facility. Plus our owner. She does some coaching as well.
Can you shout out your facility?
Yeah, I work at a place called Ice House Fit here in Fargo Moorhead. If you are familiar with the lovely brewery Drecker.
The Drecker Brewery, yes.
Yep.
You can brew Holla right next to it. That thing's going to be a monster.
It is. It is fantastic. It's going to be amazing. And we are right next door.
Right down there.
They're good friends of ours. So.
Yep. There's also a good thrift store right up the road, too. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So, appreciate being brought on. And
so how did all this start developing, I should say? Because we know last time we talked to you about, you got into all that. Yeah. And I want to say that the main reason that you got into it in the first place is from the Wolverine costume idea. And that's what I love on all your websites, the discount Wolverine impersonator or whatever it was.
Yeah, Budget Wolverine Lookalike.
There it is.
Not so much now that I got the hair going again. But I used to have some mutton chops going, and
Did Wolverine have hair?
Yeah, not as long, not a ponytail.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, get a bit technical. But yeah, one of the things I got started, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea of anything physical. The most physical thing I had done was marching band. That was the limit of my athletic career.
You did some biking too, didn't you?
Yeah, but not competitive, just
gotcha.
putzing around and stuff like that.
Some marching band brings you down.
Yeah, but I didn't really play sports, so I didn't grow up in a gym type culture. So I could get an Anytime Fitness or whatever Globo gym you can think of membership, and then what would I do? Putz around with machines for a while, probably get bored and then leave, and then be paying the fat tax for however long I got that gym membership.
That's what I did.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know what I can do, and so I had this idea, all right, there's this 6-week challenge thing. I can do this 6 weeks. Just I don't think I would like it. I don't really didn't really like the physical aspect of it, anyways, which is why I really didn't play sports growing up, anyways. And it's all right, 6 weeks, I'm going to get shredded. I'm going to look like Hugh Jackman in the fucking movies. And,
in 6 weeks, huh?
In 6 weeks, yeah.
Yes.
Completely knew nothing about anything. I look back now and I go, wow, I really, really had no idea.
Yeah. You live and you learn, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And then at the end of the 6 weeks, I was like, I like this. And as that progressed, when I was working in technology, I was working with teams, and I was working more with people than the technology at that point. It became more and more and more that I was helping work and facilitate the teams, helping to help people grow in their careers. And help businesses make better decisions and things like that. I was getting further and further removed from the actual technology itself. And I was like, well, I think that this is the time to start to make that leap into actually bringing what I've been able to experience as a transformation for myself to other folks.
Gotcha. So how long did it take that full, I don't say full transformation, but until you made your initial goal? How long did that possibly take? Or haven't you made it yet?
Are you saying from like a for myself personally?
Yeah, for yourself personally.
That first one, I really hit it really well, I believe, in the first 6 months.
Okay.
I went from, you guys remember that TV show Lost?
Yes.
You remember Hurley? There's the big guy,
Okay.
funny. Yeah. I was starting to really look like him. I wish I would have pulled up my old passport photo, because people don't really believe it. But I was getting close to about 300 pounds.
What?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a point there. I did some things and I cut some weight. And so when I started at Ice House for myself, I was in the like 275 range.
Wow.
I was a big guy. I'm still a big guy, just in a different way.
In a different way, yes.
Yeah. And within that first 6 to 8 months, I believe I was down to about 220.
Ooh,
and I went,
that would feel different, yes.
very different. Somewhere around like 35%, 40% body fat is where I started, and I was down to like 22. So it was a pretty significant change.
Yeah.
In a pretty short amount of time.
So how did all that work out then? What did you do? I mean, obviously you just didn't go in and play with the machines for a while and leave.
Yeah, so I did this challenge. It was part of a group. Had beginners, get everybody onboarded, and teach you how to do the basics.
Okay, so the challenge was brought through Ice House.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after those 6 weeks, I just joined the classes, the regular classes that we had at Ice House.
Okay.
And just started working out, started training, kept working on my nutrition, did a lot of experimentation for myself of like, okay, what works, what doesn't work, and just kept that going. Things have changed since then. The types of training that I did then is very different than what I do now.
Okay.
How I eat is very different now than then. I've learned a lot.
So
made a lot of mistakes.
Diet just doesn't do it?
No, that is one of the things I did when I got started. I was trying to do very, very high intensity workouts that use a different energy system, if you want to get really nerdy in the science of
why not? Jump in.
That uses primarily your carbohydrates as your fuel, and I was trying to use fats instead. And so the first couple of weeks to month, things were groggy at best. Mental performance was really great, but it helped me continue to kick things loose. It was really good for that. For a long-term perspective, I don't recommend it. I don't do it myself. My diet started to look a lot more like a science experiment than a actual food. So
interesting.
I was eating upwards of 80% of my macros. So 80% of the food that I was eating, the energy I was getting from it, was from fat.
Okay.
So
just
true.
Eating bacon.
No, it was more like mayonnaise and oil.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Enough bacon. Yeah.
I can't with
You even
that
got
one.
pigs to pipe in on that one.
Yeah, enough bacon, you get a little too much protein, things get out of whack. Yeah, so you got to be pretty careful with that. And so there was a point where, I was eating like a tuna salad boat. I had like some romaine lettuce and some tuna salad, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is just mayonnaise. And I was like, what am I doing? I was like, I feel like I want to eat real food again, so I think this is done.
Okay.
And that's when I made that transition to more real food.
I'm glad you made that transition.
As we'll get back to the food part, because that fascinates me just because I'm all diabetic and stuff. So there's certain things I got to watch out for, and I hate it. But so like when you're in these classes, so they have like I'm guessing like a bunch of different divisions, or maybe they have like.
So how we do it now?
Okay.
We've evolved, and like the business model and like the training methodology has changed.
Okay.
Much as the world has. To be honest, we used to be a CrossFit gym, and we did everything that was CrossFit, and
The psychos. Yep.
it's fun and it's entertaining, but after a certain point, it's hard to maintain. And it's hard to continue to make progress when it's high intensity all the time.
Yeah, you just think you'd hurt yourself after a while.
It can happen, yes.
It can.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing that we do now is we meet everybody where they are. So even though they're in a class setting,
Okay.
they've worked with us with one of their coaches, one-on-one, for a certain number of sessions. And so you get that undivided attention from your coach to learn what you need to know to keep you going forward, to help get you those results. And then when things are feeling great, you're like, I don't need to meet with you every single time that I'm here. I'd like to increase the number of sessions. That's where we can get people into our classes, and they still get the one-on-one in the form of their custom programs. So being in a class setting, you'd think that, everybody just does the same thing. And that's not quite true. The way that we do it, everybody starts off with a general warm-up. Coach kind of gives them the order of what the day is going to look like. And then everybody pulls out their phone and they have a custom program written for you. So if all three of us are in a class together, I might be working on my specific lifts. Wade might be working on some bike sprints to develop his cardiovascular engine.
Yes.
Sarah might be working on maybe like a bodybuilding circuit to get herself like pumped up and build some muscles on her arms. But we have
I got muscles on my arms.
bigger muscles. Everybody always wants bigger muscles, right?
The string bean over here.
But yeah, for about 20 minutes, we get to we're working out and we're training on the things that we need together. And so it's like you get built-in training partners. And then after that's all finished, we put whatever we're working on away, and we all do a similar conditioning workout at the end. So then we have that camaraderie of doing a shared thing that's a little bit difficult, shared suffering, if you want to call it that.
Shared suffering,
Yeah.
yes, that works.
But and it also helps to push, knowing that we're working on something similar. I might be doing it at a different weight or a different intensity or different skill level, but there's still that camaraderie of being able to push each other because we're working on something similar.
Interesting. How long do these sessions usually take?
Our classes are an hour long,
Okay.
55 minutes to an hour. And then our one-on-one sessions are about an hour as well.
Okay, so you take the one-on-one and the class at the same time, or is that just different days?
You can. It really depends on the individual.
Oh, okay.
What they need. Everybody starts with the one-on-one first, and then they can go into class. Some people do that. Some people do both. Some people, they come to us and we get them started, and maybe they had a really athletic background. Just so that we can have those sessions to teach them how we do things, give them the base levels of what we expect as coaches and how to move themselves forward, that they go off and we write programming for them, and they do it at their home gym. They come and join us at Ice House, or maybe they move across the country and they still want to work with us. So we can do that anywhere in the world too.
That is crazy, but that is technology at its finest right there. That is good, but just getting all that stuff in under an hour, that is, that you must be doing a tight ship over there. That's all I can think.
We work pretty hard.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. But let's get into like you got a little slideshow presentation here, and
Talk about
I'm kind of interested in like what this is all about. I know it sounds like we got the pirate wizard going on here, and the musician, the all-around geek. That's what I know him as.
Yeah.
But having a conversation with this guy always blows me away. And I put your logo right over the top of the coach, but
that's all good.
We'll be fine on that. Yeah. So I'm really interested to see what do you got going here? Are we twisting minds now? What's going down?
We are. So like one of the things that I know, or that I've learned, especially in my approach and my journey personally, is that the mindset piece of this is so much more, is really powerful.
I would think so.
Have you ever had a time where you've started like a workout program or a project or a diet or any of these things where you're like, oh, got it, I'm gung-ho, and then you kind of teeter off?
You can ask my dog about that, how we used to go out and do our mile walk every morning, and then all of a sudden it got hot.
And then just stop doing it.
Yep. You skip a day, and I was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And you skip another day, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah. So looking at like, where does that come from? You don't have to answer it like that's a maybe rhetorical.
I'll just give a dumb little face look.
Yeah. And so sometimes it's the way that we talk about ourselves, and maybe the way that we talk about the things that we want, saying maybe intentionally.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That it can change our own minds about what we want. We say one thing, we want one thing, but the way we say it, we convince ourselves completely the opposite. Want to play a little game so we can illustrate this?
Let's play a game.
Would you like to play a game?
Oh,
So,
this is gonna get interesting.
I had a slide up there. I think they did get out of order, but power of words. Words have a lot of power.
Oh, that's 2 down.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
Facebook failed us. There we
There
go.
you go.
Power of words.
Like that. Damn. That's a
I
lot of weight.
You
I can do that easily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can do anything you want, especially when you got the words on your side.
Okay.
People tell you like you can do anything, or like if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right.
I say that one all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But-
'Cause I don't allow that word "can't" ever in my classrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yep. That's worse than the F word in my book.
You want to know another word that is just as bad?
Which one?
Should.
Should. That is.
How often
I
do
should
you? How often do you should all over yourself?
have. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Nate Peeler would be really, really proud of you right now.
So I want you both to think of a should statement. Since we don't have a whole lot of writing room, think of something like I should. Whatever comes to mind. What's the first thing?
I know someone should have mowed the lawn.
Well, I know someone that did mow the lawn.
We got Wade. I should.
I should eat better.
All right. How's it feel to say that?
Not good.
Not good. Yeah. Yeah.
It puts the question in your head. Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Sarah, what for you?
Work on my reading.
Say it. I should.
I should work on my reading.
How's that feel to say?
Hate
You
it.
did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time he makes me read, I get so mad and don't want to read.
Yeah. So we're gonna play around with it. We're gonna
Mhm.
change that should word. We're gonna detox ourselves away from this should a little bit.
Detox.
Yeah. I want you to replace that should with could. So,
I could eat better.
how does that feel?
I feel a lot better, actually. Yeah, I feel.
How did you say
It's-
that in like the pitch and
Well, the
everything?
inflection all went up. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's more of a positive note on there. So this is a very interesting.
This is just the start.
Mind little deal. I like
Sarah,
this.
what was your?
I could read a book. Well, I could. I brought one that I was reading through high school.
Yeah.
I'm only halfway through it, and it took me like half a year.
Mhm.
It's not even that big of a book.
So what felt different from the should read to could read?
That I can do it.
Yeah.
It's not that I can.
Yeah. It's awesome. Now we're gonna pump it up even more.
Uh-oh.
Can take the could to can.
Yes, because I can eat better.
Yeah.
I really can.
Well, I can read the book right now, or after this.
Yes.
Yeah. So went from having the option to I can't do this.
Like how you're doing that. You're polishing it up.
Yep.
So now you're starting to get a little shine on there.
Yeah. The last part of this game,
Uh-oh.
the thing that really brings it all together.
I will, I bet.
No, that is a big step forward.
Oh.
But we're going to reinforce it even further. There's a powerful word that we have in our language that is about 33% more likely to make it true, to give us a reason for things, to give us that that data or whatever you want to call it. It persuades us into making up our own mind,
Okay.
or maybe making somebody else make up their mind. And that powerful word is because.
Because.
Yeah.
So I can eat better because.
Because.
Oh.
You're diabetic.
There you go.
But let's turn that around even further.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on.
Is that like a qualifier they call that? Or am I just going off on something else?
I feel like there's a technical term for it that I should know that I can't think of off the top of my head. But yeah, there's a qualification characteristic to it.
Yes.
It's also a validation because you're telling yourself why this is important to you. So instead of just saying because I am diabetic, because that has like an interesting identity piece to it. Like, do you identify as a diabetic or are you a person with diabetes? A person that happens to have this condition.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you defined by your diabetes?
Yes.
Depends on who's giving out the food.
Yeah. So thinking about what else could be important about eating better for you? What else could that allow you to do? What else would that mean for you with your life?
Feel better.
So
I know that.
So
I definitely know when I eat like crap the next day. Oh wow,
absolutely
that's weird.
So let's put that into the statement. I can eat better because
I can eat better because it'll make me feel better in the morning.
How does that feel to say?
It's like sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah,
it is. It actually
Bing
does.
bong. Got it.
No, I threw a little fun on there, but no, it actually does. It does work. Wow.
Sarah, what's your because? I can't.
I don't want to say it because
That's all right.
Dive right in.
No. Okay.
I can read.
I can read because I'll be better at it and I don't stumble on my words.
Take the don't out of it.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're
He's
an attack dog.
He's good.
I thought you were bad.
Yeah. That's why we have Grinsteiners in our life.
We want to keep it going on the positive. When we focus on what we don't want, the likelihood that we live in that or we get that is more likely. So if you're in that phase of like, oh, don't mess up, what are you likely going to do?
Oh,
Mess up.
Yep.
You're focusing on what you don't want. It's like if I say, don't think of a purple elephant.
And there it is.
Boop.
With polka dots.
Yeah, our brains are really bad at negation. It doesn't see the negation. It doesn't see the don't, the not. It just sees the thing. So if I tell you don't eat Oreos as a coach, I'm like, you can't eat Oreos.
Oh, I was just eating a
Well,
box of Oreos today.
everybody's now going, oh, I really want Oreos.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, so it's already planted. Your brain doesn't process that don't or can't have them, and all of a sudden you just really want them, and you don't know why. You're like, I haven't thought about Oreos in a decade. Why all of a sudden am I craving them? Yeah, and that's just part of our biology, part of our psychology. That's where this power of these words come into play. We can make simple changes to how we talk, how we write, how we talk about ourselves, how we talk about others.
Yeah, you wouldn't really think it's that simple, but in truth, it actually is, isn't it?
Simple, but maybe not so easy.
Yeah.
Always, the best solutions are always simple, but not easy.
Yeah. Crazy.
Let's go to the previous slide. Got a word.
Abracadabra, I got myself.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
Like,
Very confused. There's me with my pup. This was a couple years ago, and he was very, very young. He was about 6 weeks old. What's the first thing you think of when we talk about abracadabra?
It's magical.
I
Magic.
think of a bunny rabbit.
Bunny rabbit, magic.
The little hat.
Now we're starting to get weird.
Abracadabra.
Do you believe in magic?
I believe in ghosts. Is that
Ghosts?
magic?
I mean, could be.
Could be. Yeah, it could be.
Do you believe in magic?
I could.
You could? All right.
There's
Seen a
that
lot
could
of-
word again.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yep.
Yep, could is all right.
I've seen a lot of
Okay.
supernatural stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's the first step.
Yeah, could is the first step.
Gotcha.
We're taking that was the should detox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
All right, good.
I should believe.
Pop forward a couple.
Pop,
So
pop.
we're talking about magic. Keep going. They really got there. We go. Spells. What?
Yes.
Since we're talking about magic, we're talking about abracadabra. What is a spell? Like, if you had to define what a spell is.
How would, in real life or in real terms, or
Yeah.
as in like a magical book style?
Yes.
Yes, both.
Yes, and.
Okay.
Like a little boost of something. I don't know.
So basically, it'd be a outside force that has you do certain acts,
Mm-hmm.
or does certain things to you, if not for you.
Okay.
So if you're like a black mage, I could throw some fire on you.
Yeah.
But then if you're the white mage, you can do the healing spell,
It's got some
and your
Final
hit points
Fantasy.
go back up. Yeah.
Gotta play Skyrim.
So,
Sky.
definition of spell. What we got is it's a combination of words or phrases that has a strong influence.
There we go.
Yeah.
Put a spell on me.
So, playing around with these words.
Yep.
I can eat better because it makes me feel better. You're casting a powerful spell on yourself. Or for yourself.
I like how this little presentation is going. Yes, this
Yeah.
is exactly how it works. Yes.
And you start to use your words to make that true. Because you're helping yourself make up your own mind about it.
You're casting a spell on top of yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're casting it to make sure that the future happens.
There's the important thing. The future happens.
Yeah, it's not going to happen immediately.
Yes.
You still have to do the work. But,
Nobody likes work.
yeah, I know. I mean, I do. I work all the time. I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it. But yeah, that's how we talk ourselves into achieving big things. I did a whole presentation on goals a couple weeks ago or last week. And the title of it is Talk Yourself Into Your Goals. And we're using these changes of language. You're like, I maybe kind of sort of want to lose like 10 pounds someday. Does that sound like I might do it? Does it sound like I'm convinced myself that I even want to do it?
Nope.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah. So there's these words that soften our language. And it's the maybes, shouldas, coulds, or could haves, probably, someday, try.
So this is all cool. How'd you figure all this out? Is this some kind of psychology mumbo stuff or whatever?
So I work with I got certified by the awesome folks over at Enlifted, working with Mark England. And this is a big area that I've been diving into. Our owner of Ice House, Sarah, has been diving into it as well through a group called Training Camp for the Soul. And yeah, it's using people's words, using the stories that they've got locked up in their head too, so that we can peel away some of that stuff that's happening under the surface, get them unstuck, get them moving forward to what they want to go and do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So just a new way of motivation.
Well,
Well, actually, they'd be self-motivated at that point.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, here's the biggest thing that spoke to me as in learning this is, I got a lot of answers about, exercise physiology, nutrition, and like the science and like what's happening under the hood for any given person. I can make some recommendations for the training plan. I can make some recommendations for their nutrition. But I don't have the answers of like why you want to do something. I can't tell you why you want to lose weight or why you want to get healthy. Only you can make that decision for yourself.
Very, very, very good point.
I don't have to have all the answers of what's going to help you make a change. I can make some suggestions sometimes, but honestly, if we were in a coaching session, I would be trying to ask as many questions of you as I possibly can. because you've got a lot of answers of how you could make those improvements for yourself.
Oh.
Rather than me just barking orders at you and you doing maybe a quarter of them and coming like, yeah, that was hard.
But that's how the education system works, doesn't
Just tell
it?
me what to do.
Yeah, and I'll do it, please.
Yeah.
Well,
Give me
some
a
people.
cookie.
Yeah. But this is a big part too, is that, it took me 37 years to get to this point of like, oh, there's a whole thing that I didn't get taught of, like, what do my words actually do for me?
Uh-huh.
You work
I'm
in
just sitting here with a
education.
dumbfounded look on my face. That's basically what's going on. He's got me thinking again.
Yeah. So you're in education sometimes.
Yep. Time to time.
Time to time.
Yeah.
Did they teach us, since I took some education classes, was on that path for a short amount of time, did they teach us in any pedagogy of how to help students celebrate wins?
No, not at all. I
Did they
learned all that through
did they
other
talk
books.
did they teach us how to teach kids how to be mindful of their words? How to deal with when they have a difficult situation and a story up in their head, or something comes back from earlier years. Say they've got bad test anxiety, and it's because of one time they didn't study for a test and they got really, really nervous and they couldn't get an answer down. And so now every time they got a test in front of them, what do you think happens? That same story runs on repeat, on a loop, on a loop, on a loop, on a loop.
Yeah.
Do we teach kids on how to deal with that, or we just say, "Oh no, you need more education. You need to learn
Buckle
better.
down, you got this.
Do more work."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why aren't you studying?
yeah. They might be studying. They might know all the answers, but they've got that boogeyman is haunting them. It's like those stories then become like monsters under the bed. When you're a kid and you're afraid of the dark, and the longer that you spend the time not looking, the bigger and bigger and the scarier that thing gets.
Of course.
And so what we do with what we call like story work or getting people unstuck is we turn the lights on and look under the bed. Teach you how to do that. And it's simple. Again, I don't have the answers. You got the answers
That
for
makes me nervous thinking about that.
it. It can be intense,
Not even
but it can
really-
also be we can dive deep into the things that are really good, the good stories, and celebrate the wins in the same way.
He's just sitting there nodding and smiling, and yes, I know he's absolutely correct.
Yeah. It's powerful stuff. It's literally life-changing for people.
So this is like a lot of the new curriculum that's being brought into the Ice House stuff, or
So we do this right now on a more we bring pieces of this into our coaching practice. Absolutely.
okay,
Like I've got people come in, we talk about soft talk, and we do a little bit of a challenge of like I introduce all the words to them, and I was like, all right, start thinking about when you see these words, be aware of them. You don't have to cut them from your life completely. It's gonna be really hard to do that, and I'm not expecting you to be perfect on the first day, but start to be aware of it. If you work in an office setting, you write a lot of emails, you can start to peel those out, because before you hit send, you can read the whole sucker and just be like, oh, I just do this. Probably, might, maybe, kinda, sorta.
yeah,
Like, pull all those out, send the email, see what happens. You think anybody's gonna be mad at you? Or you think that they might appreciate how direct and to the point that you are? That you don't waste a bunch of their time with a bunch of chuffa in their email. Like,
Again, these are all just great points.
Yeah. So if we go back to abracadabra,
Abra.
we talked about spells. We got a little sidetracked, but that's all awesome. We talked about spells being a combination of words or phrases with a strong influence.
Yes.
Do you know what abracadabra means? Did you know it meant anything?
I don't even know if I could spell it, but
Abracadabra is ancient Aramaic.
okay.
If you're familiar with languages, it's an old Middle Eastern. It's a variant of Hebrew. It's what Jesus spoke.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Abracadabra means, with my words I influence or with my words I create.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So some power here of like the same thing of this idea of a spell.
And that got brought in the storybooks.
Yeah.
That's blowing my mind right there.
So you're starting to see a little bit of like how the words can impact us a little bit, how the stories can impact us, for better or for worse.
Exactly. The influence behind it, yes.
Yeah. But you can, if you know what's going on, you can change it, cast that spell for yourself, and feel really good about it. You actually build the future that you want. Build the relationships that you want. Improve the relationships that you have. Improve your diet, improve your health, whatever it is that you need.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. All right, you got something to bring this whole home, or
We got all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
So let's get into the reticular activating system. So this is
What are you talking about?
yeah. So part of all this, why we talk about this, like it can get really, if you're into the woo, awesome. Like the real spiritual sides of things, and it like that's awesome. I'm not gonna diss anybody for those things, but if we talk about the actual physiological pieces of this, there's a piece of your brainstem called the reticular activating system.
Okay.
It is, it's part of what helps filter out your existence. Filter the things that are important to you, the things that are not so important to you.
Quite a sort of look on my face. Okay.
Kind of see where this is going, maybe?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a time where you maybe bought a car that you never really saw on the road ever before, and then all of a sudden you got the car, you're excited about it or whatever, and you start seeing it everywhere?
That never happens, does it, Sarah?
That was me when I bought my first car.
Yeah. I never see anybody. I'm like, this is really cool. I'm going to have a unique car. And then all of a sudden you buy it, you drive it. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. That's your reticular activating system at work. It's starting to, because this is something present in front of you, and you see it, and it's mine, so I need to be on the lookout for my car. And so now you start to see it everywhere, because it was there the whole time. You just didn't see it. The filter was not looking for it. It was excluding it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a filtration system. It allows you to narrow the search better. If you want to put it in like search engine terms. Yeah. Or maybe it's like a word somebody used. You're like, I've never heard that word before. And all of a sudden you start seeing on billboards and stuff that have been there for months.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah.
It's not so unique.
Yeah, not so much. But we can use this when we're talking about tooling up our language, improving it to build ourselves up. Like, the more that you see the negative in your life, how hard is it to see the positive?
Oh, so you can expunge that stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if I'm constantly building my language, like an architect, the likelihood that I'm going to start moving forward a little faster can be really real, and it's going to be really real.
As long as you start realizing the language that you're using in a particular fashion.
Yeah.
So
if I'm always saying, I can't do that. I don't have time for this. You start getting into that breath gets trapped up in the chest. You start feeling really stressed all the time. You don't know why. You're just like, I'm always frustrated about something. Wade's looking at me like, are you reading my mind? But when we can get the breath down low and slow, and we can really, really tool that language to, I can do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because we start to really take that home, and we really get into building a future we want, getting what we want out of life.
Nice.
Last one I got. The victim mentality.
What?
Yeah. So all of this stuff plays into, especially when we talk about the negativity, is a lot of us walk around with this to some extent. Some people more than others.
Yes.
I got a definition for you that I'll read out. The victim mentality is an acquired personality trait keep in mind, acquired.
Acquired. Yeah.
Where the person tends to, it's the tendency, not a like prescription that this person does this all the time. Some people may do it more than others, but they tend to view themselves as the victim of the negative actions of others, even in the absence of evidence. The victim mentality relies on a habitual thought process and attribution.
I know.
It's a habit.
There's way too many people that I know, and you are thinking of a specific one.
But we all have this. We have a tendency, regardless, that we can turn the volume down on that victim mentality. You peel the onion, you turn it down, and then maybe something else pops up. You're like, oh, I didn't realize that I was upset about this. And you start to get a little bit down on yourself, and you learn how to deal with it, and you learn how to breathe through it. You learn how to tackle that story, turn the volume down on it, and get yourself unstuck. And that's what we do with this process, or with this type of a coaching. It's not just about the sets and reps all the time. It's not just about what you eat. It's also about how do you treat yourself? How do you view yourself in the world? What is that identity?
So
who is Wade Stolper?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who do you view him as? Who do you want him to be?
So basically, I'm just bringing this into kind of my own layman's terms, but if you think of just stability on itself, you have the exercise and the diet. You got two legs. But now if you add in, I'm not going to say emotional or mental, but you got that psychological. Is that the best way to say it?
We call it mindset.
Mindset? Yeah, and all of a sudden you got that third leg, and that stabilizes it just so much more.
We actually had a fourth one in there, and we have
a fourth one.
What we call recovery.
Recovery?
Yeah, not necessarily like from like an alcoholic's perspective. Yeah. But ask you a question about this. Do you think going into the gym, lifting a bunch of weights, that you're going to walk out of that gym actually being stronger?
Well, you should. Well, the endorphins are hitting, aren't they?
I mean, that can make you feel good about it, but is it actually objectively, are you going to be stronger?
I see what you're saying. So the muscle fibers having to tear at that point, in order for them to rebuild, you need that recovery side.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get stronger as you recover. You get stronger by sleeping, by eating well, by drinking enough water, by de-stressing yourself.
Watching Top Gun.
Yep. I mean, whatever helps you unwind and feel good. But it's more about that piece of it. So we got those four big pillars: fitness, nutrition, mindset, recovery.
Gotcha.
We don't have recovery painted on the building, but we got the other three painted on the building. We believe in them so much. And we had mindset on the building before we had a specific mindset coaching practice.
And now it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Yeah, I mean, we did things with helping people. We had tools. We had something called the positivity tree. We would work with our clients. We'd talk about, all right, I want you to give us a win, no matter how big, no matter how small, in one of those four areas that you achieved this week. It could be like, oh, I chose a piece of fruit over ice cream yesterday. That's a win. Celebrate it. It's awesome. Better is always better. It doesn't have to be perfect. Trying to be perfect is a trap. Progress over perfection.
There we go. I like that. I'm stealing that from you. Progress over perfection.
I'm pretty sure I stole that from probably a million other people.
That's okay. Yeah. That makes perfect sense. Even
the best art is stolen, right?
Yeah. Because that's my whole thing is just we do all this live performance stuff, and like there's never ever a perfect performance, guys. So don't even try to go there. Just go out and do the best that you possibly can. You're gonna have a lot more fun doing it.
Also, just be up there. Yeah, you know what to do. Yeah. You know how to play your instruments. You know how to play the songs. Go up there and have fun. There's something completely undeniable about watching somebody have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You and I have been in the music world and played together many, many times, and we've seen many other acts. But how fun is it to see a bunch of people who are just nose down in their instruments and just trying to make every little move the most perfect possible, or the most accurate possible?
Unfortunately, too many times, but
how fun is that to watch, though?
It's not.
Yeah. Even if it's something that you're like really into, from a technical perspective or a really nerdy perspective, it's boring as shit.
And that's why Steve Vai is awesome.
Yeah. having somebody who looks like they're having the time of their life, it draws people in. Like, we're drawn into the people who can tell stories. We're drawn into people who can entertain us, who look like they're having a great time. Even the ones who, you look like you talk about like a Lewis Black or somebody like that who's just yelling the whole time.
Yeah.
He still looks like he's having a blast.
Oh, God, he's having a great time.
Yeah.
He gets to let it all out. Oh, hell yeah. All right, well, I'm going to hold you up to this, the idea of nutrition.
Sounds
And
good.
I just want you to, like, come up with just something generic, but, it might set people on the right path other than, going to get the ice cream bar and whatever else after we go after this, because we need to get to this week's, I already forgot, weekly report. There we go. Got me thinking about all this other positivity thing. What are we doing here? Yeah. All right, we're going uptown to Windbreak. We got Brianna Hebling there Thursday and Friday, so she'll be there for Ladies' Night and for Friday night. Then we got Red Dirt Road hitting the stage on Saturday 23rd. That's at the Windbreak. Shooting Star in Monoman. We got Marie Osmond on Friday 22nd. Shirts and Skins will be in the Mustang Lounge Friday and Saturday 22nd, 23rd. Now we go down and go to the Historic Holmes Theater. They got some DL. They got the Music Man Jr. musical is going to be there Thursday. Tomorrow night, the 21st, and then the Jasper Theater in Park Rapids. Dan Brecky, who I just got booked again on the podcast. He'll be coming up in a couple weeks. On the 23rd, and we're going downtown Acoustic Corner Thursday. That's all we have today. Thursday, the 21st, we got Terry Mackner, Pub West. Rachel Urino is going to be at Spicy Pine, West Fargo. Matt Ockery at the Silver Spike. Yosh and Yimmy, I'm guessing that's Josh and Jimmy, at the Side Street. And then we got Mike Morris at the Silver Dollar Flying Pig. And Jack Weiner will be at the Camp Lone Tree. Going downtown, Front Street Tap Room, we got Vinyl and Vino this Thursday, tomorrow night, 21st. And next Monday with all Travis Neros, we got the open mic night. Troll Lounge, you got Bryce Niemiller and friends on Saturday 23rd, and then the following Tuesday, the Americana Roots Mixer. So another kind of jam thing going on there. Downtown again, Dempsey's. You have open mic with Gina Powers on Thursday, and the Blue Whalers will be hitting the stage on Friday at Dempsey's. In the Aquarium, we got Mac Lethal, Jensonia, Cold Front on Thursday nights, and then we got Stuck. I like that name. It sticks. Stuck. Ha! Products. Disappear Forever is on Friday 22nd. Then we got Hef and the E-Boys, Throw Switch, Naivete. I think I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, what he said. And Copium on Sunday the 24th. At the DrumCon Wrath, open mic again with Travis Neros this Thursday. Tomorrow night, go on out and hang out with Travis and the crew. It looks like they have a lot of fun. I have yet to step into one of those things. I need to go out and do it sometime.
Get up there.
Exactly.
Get terrified.
Not the should stuff. It should be I can.
Yeah.
VFW Walking Phoenix will be there Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd. And then we're heading out of town at Laughing Sun Brewery, our favorite brewer, and Bismarck Van Dan area. We got John Till on Thursday, Sunny Waters on Friday, 4 on the Floor Saturday, 23rd, and the Biz Little Big Band. And that is actually Dr. Lucas Bermier's band that he's out there. So I didn't know that until a few days ago when I was talking with him. Found all that stuff out. So now we got Prairie Pothole Music Festival be at Anamoose, North Dakota, Thursday through Saturday, 21st, 23rd. Roadhouse in Lake Park. We got Rick Adams out there on Friday. Zorba's in Park Rapids. October Road will be hitting it on Friday. And Zorba's in DL, 6th Street Review on Saturday, 23rd. And that brings us to the end of our weekly report. So, Cito, we miss you. But there we are. Now we're back with Mr. Grinsteiner, and let's do a little dietitian-y type thing.
Yeah.
Like, what are stuff that you should be thinking about and maybe trying to avoid?
So, just like when we talk about language,
Yes.
I don't like to view this negation acknowledgement that
Okay.
as a what to avoid.
Okay. That is fair right there.
I like to think about this as a what can I add? What can I add to this?
That
so again,
language
progress.
stuff, I love this.
Progress over perfection being a big piece of this. Being better is still better. We don't have to do the perfect thing. We can do the better thing.
Better thing.
Yeah. So let's say that
It's not a full bag of pizza rolls, just half a bag this time.
or you can have some pizza rolls
Some.
and What could make it better? What can you add to this to make it a better choice?
Water?
That's one piece of it. Could you add a salad, some vegetables?
You could, yes.
Grab yourself a veggie tray with some raw veggies. Hell, you can even have the ranch dip with it. I don't care. Like, it's still better. If you're not eating any
He's
vegetables
letting us
right
have
now,
the ranch dip.
Yeah. If you're not eating any vegetables right now,
yeah.
Would I be a fair and like effective coach or professional coach to be able to say like, yeah, what all you got to do is just stop eating crap, eat perfectly, rest perfectly, work out 5 times. Like, that's easy to say. Is it easy for anybody to do with regular lives, with regular stresses in their lives, families? Because it's not even taking into account what you need.
Exactly.
What are you actually doing things that are actually good for you? Maybe having a couple pizza rolls is a psychological break that you need. That it fulfills a need there that's important for you.
Interesting.
Is it the best choice for you from a nutrition standpoint? No. Nobody's arguing that. Things that are inarguably good for us. I say good like there's a morality to food.
Okay.
Like, those evil pizza rolls or those really good carrots. Like angelic carrots. You ever meet an evil carrot?
Do they fight?
Maybe when we're not looking.
The casting spells on each other.
We can still enjoy things, and we can make sure that we are making that choice. I mean, we're always making the choice. When you eat a whole bag of pizza rolls, like last time it happened, I'm not saying that you did that.
I'm no angel here, but
But did somebody force feed those into you? Did somebody actually like shove them in your face, or did you choose to put them in your face?
Well, I definitely chose to put them in my face.
But you can turn that around and say, is this my choice that I'm choosing pleasure in this moment, instead of beating myself up about like, ate all the pizza rolls. I failed on my diet today. I guess we might as well fail even harder. Let's have a case of beer along with it, or whatever it is. And it's like that diet starts on Monday. LOL. Like that perpetual thing where you beat yourself into submission of like, I'm going to make the bad choice again. I mean, there's probably something else story-wise playing on a loop there, but you can take that and change it for yourself. Choosing some pizza rolls, and also choosing something that's really good for you, or that's going to make you feel good, even though you're having something that's indulgent, or less than good for you, or less optimal for your nutrition. Adding the salad, adding the vegetables, drinking the water too, over the beers. Or deciding that, I'm going to eat that, I'm going to have some vegetables, and I'm going to go for a 15-minute walk afterwards. Like, these are small things that you can do. What can I add to it? Think about going to social functions. Things where you have a lot less control over what's being served. Let's say you're at a job and you get invited. We're staying on pizza because pizza's freaking delicious. I don't know if you've had it. It's this weird new thing.
What?
Yeah. The work pizza party is always a thing. It happens all the time. Usually when it's going to happen. It doesn't just spring up spontaneously on you. They're like, hey, Thursday we're having pizza or whatever. Don't bring your lunches. And so ahead of time. You can plan. You can have something that you can add to this. Like, where I go with it is like, well, okay, I'm going to have some pizza. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to hang out with everybody. So I don't have to be that psychopath with the black container, like a, professional bodybuilder with my steamed, unseasoned chicken and broccoli and rice. If you like to do that, I'm not calling you a psychopath, just to be clear. But pizza is really nice.
Just painting a picture to make it funny, yes.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I can bring some vegetables. Might as well just bring a big vegetable tray, knowing full well that I'm going to eat most of it. I'm going to eat a big portion of it, but I can also share with other people. And then now, you've not only made it better for yourself, you've also made it better for people around you, which also is really nice.
Progress, not perfection.
Absolutely.
I love
you
it.
Still had the pizza. You still hung out with your friends. You still got to be social. You still got to enjoy the delicious pizza. But you also got things that were really nourishing for your body. And also going to make you feel fuller so that you don't go, you're like, oh man, When's the last time you heard somebody go, yeah, I just ate a pound of broccoli. You know what it could really go for? Another 5 slices of pizza.
That is so true, too. You
Yeah.
never even think about that, but that is so true.
Yeah. So I'm going to eat my vegetables. I'm going to have my sliced pizza, and then I can go, do I want more? I mean, yeah. Can I eat more? Am I going to feel really, overstuffed and really bad if I do it? Yeah, maybe. Do I really actually want it? Nah, I'm good. And so that's how you can then, talk yourself into things that you actually want, or continue to talk yourself into your goals that way. Things you can add.
And this is why you're always great at what you do.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. This whole thing, it makes perfect sense. And you're able to explain it all at the same time. Mm-hmm. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's a big,
it is.
The other thing is eat mostly real food. It doesn't have to be perfect. Eat mostly real food.
Real food?
Yeah.
Not the processed stuff?
Yeah, you can have it from time to time, but just mostly. Again, make the choice in it. Nobody's force feeding you to buy those choices at the grocery store. You can choose something different. Is there things of convenience? Absolutely. I'm all about that. I try to find the ways that I can balance those two things the best between busy schedules and preparing and having ready options. But how do I make a choice that's better? So if I get cups of, I get steamer bags of vegetables, I can prepare my protein at home in batches on Sundays, and then I get cups of minute rice. Is that bad because it's processed? It's frozen vegetables. They've been processed. They've been picked. The rice has been par cooked. It's been processed. Is that are you going to tell me that somebody's going to go out there and demonize what I'm doing with my nutrition for that? And it's chicken and broccoli and rice, man. At the end of the day, it's you're telling me if that's bad, so I should have just went and got McDonald's instead? That's where we get into these dichotomies of good and bad. Don't eat the processed foods. Eat mostly real foods and whatever that looks like for you.
And always push for adding to.
Adding, yeah. What can I add to this? Not what I can take away.
Exactly.
It's really easy to take away. But that only lasts for so long. If there's something you really enjoy, and you're no, I can't have it, I can't have it, I can't have it, I can't. Oh, I really want it. And then you relapse, in quotes, binge, and then you're oh, I'm such a failure. Oh, and then that whole spiral starts all over again. Believe me, I've done it. Done it more times than I can count. More times than I want to admit. It's a struggle when you live in that type of a mindset, and you live with your nutrition in that sort of a way.
Mindset again.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. But we want a little juvenile destruction on top of all this?
Hell yeah, man.
Let's cleanse the palate a little bit here.
Always bust out some lame jokes. What do we got?
Oh, I know. Oh.
That's what it all did. Figures blew it apart before it even hit the ground.
That was perfect game too. You're hired.
Oh, you got him! Aw, he got Zeben doing his thing.
Oh, he got good zebras in there. Yeah, he's part of that. He's always sitting there barking. Well, not barking at us, but he's always trying to climb up the ladder.
I know, and it freaks me out. So when I'm trying to climb down it, I'm scared he's gonna try to tip it over on me.
No. He wouldn't be that mean.
Oh yeah, he
but
will.
no, excellent talk about all this
Thank
stuff
you.
today. Yeah, I
Thank
love
you for
how this all
having me.
works together, and the whole mindset thing. It crucial.
Yeah.
Crucial.
Absolutely.
I can't even. Right now, I was thinking about how you get around any of that. No.
So we have a
there's
term
no way.
in the biz. You've been doing it for the past hour, something we call a cognitive shift.
Yeah.
When somebody says something, blows somebody's mind, and you go with look off in the distance, you get that. Oh.
Exactly.
That's when we know, like,
the epiphanies are going.
Something fired. We're making a shift in what's happening in the wiring of that brain. Making the awareness of it's the first big change.
That's the thing, is that it's stuff that you think you should already know.
Yeah,
but
it's
just
so simple, so easy.
Yeah.
Is it?
Right there. Progress, not perfection. Love that. Love it. Thanks again for being on, Mr. Grinsteiner. Yes. Love that line. I'm going to be saying that for the rest of my life now.
Yeah.
But remember, if your drummer has more charisma than your front man, your band may be in trouble, pigs. But that's why my band's doing just fine. So, until next time,